In the February issue of Hotelier Middle East, we reveal the latest bathroom trends in the region's hotels. Not only that, a common piece by the editor of our sister publication, Commercial Interior Design, discusses how there is a 7-year itch in terms of hotel interior design. This means the life cycle of hotel design is actually just 7 years. Hello and welcome. I'm Derek Isaacs, the editor of Hotelier Middle East, and you're watching What's Trending with Hotelier Middle East. Today on the show, we have with us Christian Merieau, the Managing Director and Partner of MMAC Design Associates, a boutique interior design agency based in Dubai that specialises in luxury, upscale and upper mid-scale hotel and restaurant design. Hello, Christian.
Hello, Derek.
Thank you for coming today.
Thank you very much for having me.
So you are a designer.
Yes, I am.
And you've got your ears to the ground and your eyes to the ground looking at the trends across the region. So tell me, what is trending in terms of designs in hotels?
I think there are many different trends right now. Dubai is becoming a much more mature, or the Middle East has become a much more mature market. But I think I see two very main trends. One is being more locally relevant.
Oh, locally relevant. What does that mean exactly?
We are seeing in the way we design hotels a very strong request from the owners and the operator to build in a local story, a local theme, and not just something very superficial. We're really trying to get something that is a lot more in-depth, a lot more linked to the surrounding, to the neighborhood, and to the local culture.
Right. I mean, we have a big expat community here in the UAE. So are you talking about Emiratis themselves, or are you talking about all the different people that live here? Like, I'm British, you're Swiss, French. We have a Russian in the room that no one can see. Someone from India.
I think a little bit of both. I think it really depends which part of the Middle East the project would be. We've just finished a luxury collection project in Aqaba, and there we really went extremely strongly within the local theme. We actually work with local Bedouin tribes to try to bring in some of the craftsmanship. And this is something that our customer or the hotel customer would have wanted. In Dubai, we would have something a lot more urban, a lot more lively, a lot more international, as a matter of fact, but yet representing the actual culture, the mix of the culture as well as the local culture.
Right. So, and where do these trends come from? How do they materialize, if that will transpire? You know, where does these ideas come from? That's we'll go to Aqaba and we'll take tribal artifacts. I don't know what you did there from Bedouin tribes. I mean, how did that happen?
I think we've seen that the hotel operator are becoming a lot more demanding in terms of what we design. 10 years ago, we had some very standard products to follow and try to implement with a slight touch of local relevance. Now, the design narratives are a lot more fine-tuned. They become a lot more a big part of the design. So we spend a lot of time on telling a story. We're just working on a project in Bangladesh right now with Hyatt Group, where we actually have to write a 2-page document on the journey of someone who actually is coming back home and going back to his grandfather and discovering all the elements that were part of his childhood. So the storytelling, the imagery is a lot more in depth, integrated in the part of design.
So you've talked about keeping it local or bringing the local elements into hotels. What other big trend are we seeing in this part of the Middle East, in the UAE particularly?
I think one of the other key trend we're seeing is the much more personalized experience offered to the customer. The same way you and I can actually decide what we want to have on our mobile phone, and I think this might be something that has impacted the way we consume everything, including hospitality experiences.
Are you talking about technology here?
Not technology. I think it's much more the fact that we are capable of deciding what we want. The same way customers don't want to come to a hotel property where everything has been set and pre-thought for them. They want to be able to adapt their experience to the moment, to the people they are with, or to the fact that they want to come for work or something else. And I think that has really changed the way all the areas have been designed. The public areas are now a lot more flexible. They can they have multiple ways of being activated.
Okay.
They can become workstations. They can become meeting places.
In hotels, we're talking about.
In hotels.
Yes.
In hotels. I think, and that is really something that is changing dramatically. So in terms of design, our layouts and the way we design things, we have to offer that flexibility to the operator.
Yeah.
But the operator has to be able to then pick and choose and create. So within very large activatable spaces, you have micro cocoon spaces where customer can still find a bit of privacy.
Okay.
But the social interaction has become a much bigger part of the hotel experience.
So I have your question about that. So you've mentioned two key trends for this year, perhaps, or even longer. I'm not sure. Are those trends happening now, or are they coming?
I think they're happening now. They're really
happening now.
We are, as interior designers, we're at the forefront of what everyone else except the hotelier are going to experience in 2-3 years down the.
But who's driving this? Who's driving these trends? Hotelier or consumers?
I would say both. I think hoteliers are very acute, sharp people, and they know exactly what their customers want.
Okay.
So I would say it's the consumer is basically choosing hotels that has that kind of offering.
Right.
And the hotelier sees that and basically wants to grab a part of that. I mean, a very good example of a property that's been at the forefront of what the new consumers want is Rove, for example.
Okay.
Rove has really created that's very something that is authentic, locally relevant, very neighborhood centric, and yet has a very wide offering in terms of what can happen. I mean,
so this is a good example of what you're talking about.
That's a very good example, and we see that in the 3-star as well as in the 4- and 5-star industry as well.
That's really interesting, Christian. But I want to put a question to you now on the spot. Yes, of course, on the spot. And nothing to do with your business, not a hotel that you've done or designed or a restaurant. So tell me one design, anywhere in the world, if it's in the Middle East, it's better, but if it isn't, that's fine. What is one hotel in terms of design that inspires you or, gets you going?
I think there are two properties, and they're not new properties, as a matter of fact. They are not in the Middle East, sadly enough.
Sadly, yeah.
One is the 10 Faces in Bangkok.
10 Faces,
which is one of those boutique hotels where the entire design, the entire operation experience has been built around a mythological figure that has 10 faces. And the customer entering the hotel has to discover those 10 faces. And that is magical because some of those 10 places representing the 10 faces can be in the hotel or they are into Bangkok. And I think this is really a place that even within the food or within the way you're being received and greeted, that's a part of the story.
Second hotel you said?
The second hotel is the Park Hyatt in Vendôme, designed by an American, where there's a very elegant, small French hotel in reality. It has this very boutique element to it. But what the owner and the designer has done at Total was to work very, very closely with local artists. And the artist has actually developed not only the feature piece at the entrance, which is a very small lobby, but he's also asking to design all the lamps. So the lamps have this beautiful sculptural element to it, the door handle. So there's even a sensual and physical contact interaction with the soul of the hotel. And I think this is what true great hotel design is.
And this really is the last question, and I want a very quick answer. A very quick answer. In what are we going to see in 5 years from now in terms of design in hotels in this region? In a very quick answer, because the clock is ticking.
I think we're going to see maybe owners create something that is a lot more authentic, that they own a lot more. I think the true boutique element, where it's not just imposed by an international brand, but new local people with their own vision and their own culture are going to create.
Like the owner of the hotel, rather than the operators.
I think so.
It's instilling their
with their
style,
the sense of residential element or something more eclectic, something a lot more collector's hotel, rather than your standardized 4- or 5-star international properties.
I'm afraid that's all we have time for today. I've been speaking to Christian. Thank you very much, Christian.
Thank you very much,
about the latest interior design trends in hotels. I'm Derek Isaacs from Hotelier Middle East. And please subscribe to our channel below. Go to our Insta page, Facebook page, Twitter page, and get the magazine. Thank you very much.